Hello everyone and welcome, and today we will be going over the latest interview featuring Todd Howard himself. And in this interview he talks a lot about Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and what he's currently working on. So the first audio clip that we're gonna cover is him basically professing his love for Fallout.
Fallout is just awesome. It is the greatest franchise to work on because whatever batshit crazy idea you have, there's usually a way to put it in a Fallout game.
You can certainly justify it in terms of maybe it was caused by radioactivity, or it was some leftover, some remnant of previous humanity's efforts.
Right, you can go very serious with a emotional, story beat on a quest, and then the next minute you can do B-movie Lizardmen.
Yeah.
And they can work together. So
for me, this was extremely interesting to hear Todd Howard say this. Fallout's universe is crazy. It is insane. It's very diverse. You could be super serious and you could be extremely hysterical. You could be it could be hilarious. However, that's what most likely makes Fallout so much fun to make as a creator such as Todd Howard himself and for his studios. Because the Elder Scrolls, I guess you could say, carries more of a serious tone, but Fallout, you could do pretty much anything. It could be serious, but it could be absolutely insane, just like what Todd Howard says. So in the next clip is a very interesting one. So let's take a listen. He talks about what they are working on right now, and it's a very, very interesting clip. So let's take a listen here.
We're never doing them completely in parallel.
Yeah.
So there's always one project that's in pre-production, maybe for years, and another one we have in full production, where the bulk of the team is on it, and then some people might be focusing on pre-production on something else. And those are different skill sets, whether it's concept artists or this or certain types of programmer. And so usually what's happening, take an animation system change that we're doing right now. We're finishing for one of our projects, though that's a project that's in pre-production, getting a new animation system, whereas the one that's in full production is using the old one. But those people look, and what happens though is that fuels them. The animators in production are commenting on the animation system in pre-production, and they're getting excited for, hey, I'm gonna get to use that when I roll onto when that project rolls onto production.
Mr. Howard himself makes an extremely interesting, I guess, point. Not even a point, because he's not making an opinion. He's just stating a fact of what they are working on right now. And what really gets my mind going, now, there's been a lot of hype about possibly Starfield being presented here at E3, and rightfully so. You've seen my speculation videos about it. If you haven't, check them out. They're great. But anywho, Todd Howard, the new IP that's being rumored for Bethesda is possibly going to be revealed at E3 this year. And it could be still. However, listening to Todd Howard and what he said what they're doing is their new animation that they're working on is being used for a game that's in pre-production, that's not in yet full production, but the game that they're working on now that's in post-production, or full production if you want to call it that, it's animation. They're using the old animation system, so that means, I'm guessing, the old engine that they've used for Fallout 4, that they've used for Skyrim. So, question, would they waste their time on a new IP just for it to use the old animation system? Or would they make a spin-off, such as maybe a Fallout spin-off, or let's just say for fun, an Elder Scrolls spin-off? That's what I'm getting here. They could very well use the old animation system for a new IP, Starfield, but to me, in my opinion, it wouldn't make much sense. So what I'm thinking is the old animation system could be for a spin-off game The new animations could be for Starfield. However, I could be completely wrong. They could have been working on Starfield this whole entire time, and they could have used the old animation system for Starfield and perhaps the new animation system for a Fallout game, perhaps Fallout 5 or a spin-off, or Elder Scrolls 6, the new animation system, because they did say that the technology wasn't quite there yet. So now they're making a new animation system, so it just makes sense for that to be Elder Scrolls 6. So in my opinion, I believe that's either Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield. To me, it just wouldn't make any sense for Bethesda to have Starfield being used in the current animation system style that they're currently using. So now let's take a look at this very last clip, and it's a longer clip. It's about 1 minute and 2 minutes long. So just take a listen, be patient, and listen to what Todd Howard says.
What it reminded me of in particular was that you use humor quite a bit in your communications, and you do it in a way that is, I think, endearing and diffusing, and it definitely, as you pointed out before, comes through in a game like Fallout. And is that something that you consciously do with the team when you are, say, leading the team? Is humor an important part of the culture? Is it important to discuss it as a game mechanic or a game tone addition as well?
There's two answers there. The game part is easier and is not a reflection of my own personality. When it comes to Fallout, that was, you know, our designers and Emil, who heads up the writing and design there. There's a lot of thought in like what kind of humor works and what kind of humor doesn't work in Fallout. How do you not make it too dark? And so and you can use, and how violence works in with that, which sounds bad to say, but there's a certain way you can use violence in Fallout for a sudden shock, almost humor value sometimes, and you'll see that in other, you know, movies. You know, is it Pulp Fiction where they're driving and he just blows the guy's head off? That, like, it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
It's one of those things where you're laughing and you're kind of uncomfortably laughing.
Yes, uncomfortable. Yeah, it's a very good way of saying it. So the humor in Fallout, and there are admittedly some parts where it lands flat in the game, but the ones that are good are really good.
It sounds like to me that Todd Howard obviously loves making Fallout, because and that's very easy to see that, because it's so diverse. You could be funny, you could be serious. It's so diverse, so much more freedom than making an Elder Scrolls game, or maybe even a new IP, quite frankly, because just the Fallout universe is so wacky and crazy, and the humor is insane, just like he mentioned, but it's so enjoyable and so much fun. So in my opinion, I really do feel that this year, the game that he's been talking about this interview perhaps could have been Fallout, a brand new Fallout game. Now, what we could be seeing, which I would not be shocked, the two IPs, one being Starfield, two being Fallout. I could see them absolutely shocking everybody and not being Fallout 5, Fallout spinoff. And like I said before, they have made a ton of money off of Fallout, so it's time to cash in on that game, because you could wait a super long time and then it dies out. Fallout 4 is going to die out soon if it hasn't already. So they need to cash in on this hype and cash in on a Fallout spinoff right now. And I think they're going to do that. Now, as far as Starfield, who knows? But in my opinion, I really do feel that we're definitely going to see something Fallout related, perhaps a Fallout spinoff this year at E3. But I really believe that is in the works, considering what Todd Howard has been saying in this interview, and he's promoting Fallout so much in this interview just by saying how much fun it is to make that game, how much humor there is in that game, and how much he loves it. So it just really makes a lot of sense for a new Fallout game to be on its way very soon, perhaps this year, and to be revealed at E3. So guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts. I know this isn't a popular opinion, but it just makes sense considering that they're still using the old animation style for the game that's in post-production. And yes, the game is in post-production, so I'm looking forward to that for this year at E3. The constant talk about him promoting Fallout, of how much fun it is to work on. So I really do feel that we will be getting at least a Fallout spinoff this year at E3, and I believe, you know, that has been hinted at here in this interview. So guys, once again, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would not be shocked if he was mentioning Starfield, because there is later a clip where he does talk about a certain sci-fi game that he would love to work on, and that could be Starfield. So, all right, guys, I thank you all for watching. Please hit the like button, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe for more. This is Joe, signing out.